So you look marvelous. You look incredible. Congratulations on Time Now.
Thank
Um,
you.
what a deep and provoking film this is. I mean, this is such a great role as well, because we're usually used to Claudia Black, kind of, in a wistful kind of way.
Uh-huh.
And this is such a deep, dramatic role. Was there an audition for it, or did they just call you?
No, it was an offer because my manager knew the producer and knew of Spencer, our director, writer.
Hmm.
And so these things come up, and often, usually in sci-fi or action or fantasy. And this was different. And my manager really believed in Spencer and said, look, I think this kid's got something, have a read, see if it resonates. And they were originally looking to cast the mother role. And then as I started to talk with Spencer, he said, "Do you know what? I want you to look at the role of Joan." He said, "I'm doing a bit of a rewrite, and she's really emerging as an important role for me in the film." And he said, I've been nervous about casting her, and he was confident that he could find someone for the role of Jenny's mother as he did. And so he said, "Would you just look at it for me?" And it was a great role for me to embody. She's important as the sort of the I call her the crusty heart of the story.
Yeah, she's a gritty human being,
Yeah.
and you bit into that really, really well. That was a wonderful apple for you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, it was just very easy to sort of step in and just be present, and that's what Aunt Joan does. She
Mm.
sort of tries without forcing to try and be the glue of this family, and in most cases unsuccessfully.
Spencer King is, he's a treasure. I mean, he can do just about anything. And under his direction, I mean, was had you known Spencer before?
No, and he was just. I just asked him a bunch of questions when we had our Zoom meeting, and he was just so lit up by the questions. He was like, "Oh my God, that's such a good question," and he was so humble and available and collaborative, and I'm just sadly used to sort of working with people who either take actors for granted, or they're just sort of busy, or they're whatever it is, they're just not as engaged and engaging. And maybe it's the fast pace and the pressure, but he was just really just gorgeous as a human. And I've worked on other projects recently, sadly, that were heartbreaking, with writer directors, and a lot of writer directors, because content is king, are getting this opportunity to protect their material, but sometimes just absolutely lack the skill set to work with actors and be able to just communicate humanely.
Yeah.
And Spencer was just open to everything. There were no egos on this set, and that was such a blessing. So this opportunity for me was an antidote. It was sort of medicinal in the way that it sort of reinvigorated me and restored my faith in filmmaking. And this set is my home. I'm very passionate about it, and these guys just had the right spirit and the right attitude.
Eleanor Lambert is a brilliant actress. I really am so impressed. She's of course the daughter of Christopher Lambert, but on her own, she is just she commands the screen when she's on it.
Yeah, and daughter of Diane Lane, but neither parent should, as big names in the business, in any way influence how people receive her on her own. As you say, she's also a fantastic human being. So it's interesting. I know we're supposed to really revere the art and the artist and separate the art from the human, and I'm not interested in that at all anymore. I'm interested in the people who are great artists and great people, and that can be a longer road sometimes. And so I love that she's young and comparatively green, and yet such a deep person. And my conversations with her early on, we went for a walk one day, I think just before I started filming. It was a very quick turnaround for me and for the film itself, but we had maybe a day on the weekend before I started filming, and our conversation was just right where I would love all my conversations to be. There was no small talk. She's a very full human.
It seems to me that, and I'm not an actor, but the more professional everyone is on set, the higher the product seems to be. I mean, this is a beautiful film,
It's,
and
I mean, it honestly, the budget was so tiny. I think it was something, I think originally it was something like 15 grand, something like that. Something. And then I think they managed to sort of find more money in post. I'm not sure. You'd have to ask Spencer and Sian, but for what they had, I'm so impressed. The shot choices, the mood, the atmosphere. You know, there are definitely some things that Spencer would do differently. I know that, and there are some things that he could solve next time in the writing. He's got extraordinary potential. I'm really excited to be, you know, a lot of this business is about the relationships that you do make. Most of mine have been friendships. I don't necessarily work with people that I've bonded with again because the caravan moves on, you know, but I really do. Spencer and I both talk about it. I hope we do find projects to work on together again. And I feel like this was an investment and also a great standalone piece for what it was. I was impressed to see the final edit.
it's nice to know that you can actually do a quality film on the catering budget for Stargate.
No, but you know that's the catering budget.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, worth it for those breakfast burritos that I had every morning when I was pregnant with my second child. He's practically, now I know why he loves them so much, perhaps because his mummy was all about them. In the second trimester, I had such bad morning sickness in the first that food was not much of a possibility. But I think, I mean, storytellers will find a way. And the playing field has been leveled with this emerging technology, you know, what you can do with an iPhone or a smartphone. If you know how to light something, if you know how to use your lenses, if you can feel your way through shot choices. There are a couple of moments that really surprised me in the final edit Time Now, where it just felt like such sophisticated choices coming from Spencer and our beautiful cinematographer to just, you know, Sean, to see the way that the composition of some of the shots too. It just took my breath away. And I thought, oh, these are really interesting, visceral choices.
Yeah, it's a noir piece in a way because the light and shadow and the use of the you know, of your locations, all of that adds into the film and in such a beautiful and relevant way.
Yeah, and I think it's almost, I think someone else had mentioned in a review that it's almost two films in some ways. And I just, once he starts filming, once we enter the world of this last siblings, you know, just prior to his demise, the art world and the bar and all the characters who inhabit that space, the film took on a really engaging tone visually for me. Once I think Spencer really, I don't know, I can't remember if he filmed that before or after I arrived, but it was just really moody and rich. And he believes in Detroit. He wanted to make something that was a bit of a love letter, but also not pulling any punches. And while it wasn't necessarily the star of the film, as it should not have been, it's great that he cared and wanted to film somewhere that needs to support its local artists.
It's true. I know that you have to scurry off somewhere, and all. I want to thank you for your time this morning talking about Time Now. Again, people need to discover this film. It is, as you know, I love the word sophisticated that you use because it is a sophisticated drama that you know, reminds me of those great films that they used to make. You know, and it takes the audience on a great emotional journey, which films don't do that much anymore.
Well, that's good to hear. It's very hard when you're in it. It's hard to be objective, but I think it's it's mature, it's moody, it's unpretentious, just like the filmmakers. So I think that's exciting to see that people can. I mean, it's Spencer's DNA, and yet he was so generous to share the floor with me and Eleanor, and very open. And to me, that's exciting. If I'm giving back and paying things forward at my age as a bit of a veteran now, whatever, aging gracefully. This is exactly what I would hope for. This is exactly the playground, the sandpit, that I would want to be in. And these are precisely the type of personalities that I would want to see emerging in the filmmaking space. I'm exhausted by egos and bullying and some of the terrible things that I've experienced personally, that I know others have experienced in the business. So this is very exciting for those of us on this side of the business to experience these type of filmmakers. And it's really restoring my faith. And I hope that I get to do more like this.
Well, I'm sure you will. I know that you're very, very busy. You've got all kinds of things going on, but you need projects like this to kind of clean the soul, so to speak, and
yes, and shine it up again. It buffs the soul.
Buff it. You're buffing the soul.
Yeah.
Claudia, it's always great to see you and talk with you. When I hit town, I'm going to seek you out with Adrian and take you to dinner.
Oh, that would be lovely. I have to eat outside. I'm not going inside places at the moment, but I would love that. I mean, I know I think I hear even from you that you're a great cook. So
I am.
Yeah,
I'll come over and cook for you guys. I'll just
okay. That would be lovely.
We'll go to Ralph's and pick up some stuff. And
as my mum says, the definition of a good meal is one that we haven't had to cook ourselves. So I'm very excited to sit back and.
I'll even make you more excited. I do dishes as well.
Oh my God, I was going to say I might have to do some dishes, but I'll take it. But wow, if you're going to do both.
Yeah, I'm just a full service. I love you, and thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much. And sorry, I've had a terrible head cold. So if I'm a bit sort of low energy and head stuffed with muck, that's the reason.
I just perceive you as very British. So.
Yeah. Australian born, but a lot of British influence, for better or worse.
Take care, and I'll see you soon.
Right, lovey.
Bye, sweetheart.